Well, it's Sunday morning now. I got a little bit of rest, and I had to go get some parts here from the parts store a little bit ago. So get back down to the shop here, and I'll get to work. I remember where I left off. I'm gonna shut this radio off before I get a copyright infringement. Okay, I'm gonna put these things down. Without dumping my pop all over. Okay, so I went to the parts store. Looks like I spilled a little bit of pop on the box. Anyway, to get the shackle. Yesterday I went to Des Moines and I got these, which is the rear hanger or the rear bracket, shackle bracket. It goes behind the tire because the ones that were on the truck were rotted out on the bottom. Today I went and got the shackle part out that fits in, or I guess it goes like this. Fits inside there, and then your spring fastens to it. Because I'm tired of trying to fight these damn things. Here's one of the old springs. Here's that part that I just purchased, and just can't get the old bushing out of it. You're getting kind of, I don't know. Probably would have worked, and maybe if I went in and I could probably drill the rubber all the way around it and try knocking it out that way. I was trying to punch out that bolt. I can't get the bolt out of it. And so I finally decided, you know what? I'm just going to go get new ones. And so that's what I did. So that was another $60 for both of those. So spending a lot more money this weekend than I've been wanting to put into this truck, but it'll be worth it in the end. So that's where I'm at right now. That spring is still on. The U-bolts are off, so I just gotta get the bolts on either end of the spring off, which sounds easier than the other side proved to be. And then I gotta come in, and the fun part of this will be, yeah, I probably should have showed the other side. I had a flashlight around here. Well, the fun part, the fun part's gonna be getting in here. There's that bracket. You can see how I took an air chisel and I cut it to get the spring out. But I gotta, these rivets, I gotta knock them out so I can bolt the new bracket up there, and it looks like it's gonna be fun getting to that. Before, how I've done it is take a cut-off wheel, just cut a slit or maybe a cross, an X in the head of that rivet, then take an air chisel and knock them off, and it proves to be not too difficult. Pretty loud and kind of time-consuming, but not too hard. So hopefully that'll go pretty quick. This bracket up here, it's not in too bad a shape. It looks kind of nasty. All this undercoating crap needs to come off. All it's going to do is trap rust and shit in there. But the bracket itself is solid. It's just got a lot of surface rust on it and shit. So that one is staying, and the one on the other side's the same way. So that's what I'm up against. I'm going to I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and get this side on and then go over to the other side and do it, or if I want to go ahead and pull that side down as well. I may go ahead and just pull that side down. I got cats in here. Goddamn cats. Get. Cats do not like water being sprayed on them. Come on. Get out of here. Yeah, fuckers. Alright, anyway. Over here I've got the the factory block and that top plate on top of the leaf springs. Just paint them up a little bit to make them look better. A little bit of paint makes a big difference. But I took that wire wheel to them, and I got them. I didn't get them perfectly cleaned off, but good enough. Good enough for now. Next spring I may hit this truck a little harder and redo it. I was thinking on some of the rust that's on here, I'm going to replace the fenders and then I'm going to weld in new cab corners next spring. If I have time this fall, I may just kind of grind that rust out. Like some of this stuff you could just sand out, I think. Like this along here. This up here, you'd probably make a mess, but I was thinking I could grind all that out and just fill it. Just put some body filler in it, sand it down, and I kind of wanted to practice blending paint. So I don't know. It's just going to be a winter truck for this winter anyway, and so I might do that if I have time. I can't believe where this summer's gone. In another month or so, we're going to be looking at harvest starting up with soybeans. So I'm gonna run out of time real quick. But anyway, I'm gonna get started on these leaf springs. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take this one off or do the other side. I don't know. I'll figure it out and I'll bring you back in here in just a little bit. Okay, here we are again at the Fox shop, and it's a new day, new weekend actually, and it's actually Friday. I took today off. I'm gonna get these leaf springs done. I think where I left off is I got the gas tank out of this Flareside here last week. Got it replaced. Hold on here. Whoop, wrong way. Anyway, got the gas tank replaced in the back. Got the flimsy ass aftermarket hitch that was on there taken off, and I got both leaf springs off. Finally, it took me that bolt right there was the problem. Ended up having to cut it off with a sawzall eventually. It took forever to get that damn thing out. Finally got it out. That was the last thing I did last week, and now I am ready to knock the rivets off of that there bracket, if you can see it. I don't know what you can see. Yeah, you can see it. That piece of shit right there. I got to get the rivets knocked out of it, and then I've got new. I got the new brackets, new shackles, new bolts, new everything. I got the new bolts for the leaf springs. These are 5/8 grade 8, and they fit absolutely perfect. Snug as a rug, snug as a bug in a rug, something like that, through the eye of the leaf spring and the bracket. I also ordered, I didn't know if they were 5/8 or 9/16 actually. I got these at, where did I get these? Menards, I believe. And then I ordered, they didn't have 9/16, so I went ahead and I ordered 9/16. I don't even know where they are. I think I put them over there on the bench somewhere. Yeah, there they are, sitting right there on the end, right there. Anyway, so I ordered 9/16 grade 8 also, so I have both just in case I need them. After the leaf springs, I'm doing, let's see, the radius arm bushings need replaced. Specifically the one on the driver's side, which you probably can't tell just by looking at it right now. Not really. And I really wish I would have bought more paint, but I didn't. So that's the way it goes. It's going to have to go back together the way it is. I want to get this truck out of here. My green truck, the starter, has started acting up. It's actually had a dead spot in it ever since I got it all redone. She's sitting up there at the house right now. Right up there she is. But anyway, the starter's been acting up on it, which I don't worry a lot about because it's a manual transmission and I can always push start it if I have to, but it's been getting worse. So, long story, kind of a long story, I didn't have the receipt from it. Come to find out, the starter's been in there since 2007. I went to O'Reilly's because that's where I buy most of my stuff. And the gal behind the counter was actually nice enough to punch in the store code that I live closest to, because I didn't go to the store in Des Moines that I frequent now, back then. And so she put in that store code and started going back from 2010, month by month, searching for that part number, and finally found me in 2007. And I figured if I bought it, I bought the lifetime warranty one, which I did, so that saved me 140 bucks right there. I can go, all I have to do is take mine off, take it to Annie O'Reilly's with the little receipt she printed out, and swap it out. So that's a good reason to buy lifetime warranty parts. I always try to buy the lifetime warranty if I can. I think my truck's probably got about, it almost has a better warranty than a brand new truck. All the parts I've put on it, most of them are lifetime warranty, and I can swap them out. Anyway, that's what I'm up to today. I'm going to start getting those rivets out. I'm going to do it one of two ways. Depends on how I can get things to fit up in there. Hopefully with the angle grinder, I can get in there and grind the heads of them off. And then with that air hammer chisel with the punch attachment, I can just knock them on through. I got grinding wheels, I got cutting wheels, so I can just cut a cross in them or something. I've done that before, and that works pretty well. Put the chisel in here and then just chisel the head off. I may try just grinding them all the way down flat if I can get the grinder in there. I'm not sure. And some people have good luck drilling them out, so I may try that as well. All I know is the job sucks. I'm not looking forward to it, but I've only got 8 rivets to do. The front brackets are fine. So hopefully it won't take me too long to get that done, get the new brackets on, and then the springs can go on. I can be done with that. At least have the truck running, moving, so I can get it out of here. Anyway, that's the goal. I'm going to get started. I'll show you some progress as I go along. I'm not going to show this whole thing. It's pretty straightforward. You grind the heads of the rivets off, or you get the heads off one way or another, and you knock the rivet out. Then you mount new brackets on with bolts and so forth. I'll show some along the way I go here, but I'm not going to show every bit and piece of it. Anyway, I will see you in just a minute. Alrighty, I got the first one of those bastards off. Really didn't take very long. Key to it is, if you're using a chisel, keep your chisel sharp. I think the one I've got's a pretty cheapo. This is a pretty cheap part, I think. I don't remember where I got it from. That's an Ingersoll Rand, and it's got a lot of kick to it, but the chisel itself, you use it hardly at all, and it just goes dull on you. If it stays sharp, it cuts right through those rivets. But you can see the little pieces of them laying around. But anyway, got it out of there. So now that bracket's ready to go on. You can see where I gouged the frame, just a smidge right there, but that's not gonna hurt anything. So now I get to go over to the other side and do it all over again, and then I can get the springs on this mother. So I'm gonna get busy on the other side. Catch you in a minute. Well, a little time has passed now, and it's the middle of the night again. I got the springs on, as you can see. Also managed to paint the frame up in there a little bit. I did take the needle scaler to it somewhat and just knocked off anything that was kind of flaky, so it wouldn't catch salt and stuff and have it just sit in there. But anyway, I got the springs done. I also put my at least on the rear, the wheels and tires off of my old green truck are on there. So doesn't look too bad, and I'm gonna work a hell of a lot better, that's for sure. These tires look a lot better than those. It's gonna give it a little bit better stance, not a lot. I mean, at 31 inches and a lot taller than the 235 75s that were on it. They are wider though, a couple inches wider, I believe. But right now what I'm working on is trying to get this radius arm bushing changed out, which so far, just like everything else on this truck, has been fighting me. I finally got that nut off the back of the radius arm, which is an inch and a inch and a eighth, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, inch and an eighth. And I worked on that thing, and I finally got it. problem I'm running into now, which I've never worked on one of these trucks that has one of those sway bars. And so I unbolted it right there, and I'm not sure I should have done that. I got the top of the spring, it's out. I was thinking maybe I could do this without taking that bottom nut off of that spring. I mean, really, you should be able to. But with that sway bar in there like that, I'm not sure how I'm going to pull the axle forward because it's in the way. So, not sure what I'm going to do there. I will get it figured out. So right now, I'm going to take a break. I mean, it's only, it's going on 4 o'clock in the morning. I haven't been down here all night. I've been down here for an hour or so. I woke up and decided to work on the truck. But I'm not sure what to do with that sway bar. I don't really want to have to take the whole damn thing off. So I'm going to go get out on the old internet and see if I can get some insight on what I'm supposed to do there. Once I get that figured out, it should go pretty quick to pull the... I'm going to just pull the axle forward. I'll use a come along if I have to, but I've done it many times without much trouble. I've even just pushed the axle ahead with my foot, but not with that sway bar on there like that. So I'm not sure what I have to do there. My other truck doesn't have that, so I've never experienced that before. So other than that, that's the bushing right there that needs replaced. And as much as it's fighting me, I don't know if I'm going to do the other side or not. I do have that nut in there all lubed up, ready to try to get it off if I have to, but got the shock undone. And I got the top of it lubed up so I can take it off. I'm going to put my old shocks off that used to be on my green truck, put them on here. So yeah, somebody's replaced that bracket before. It's bolted on. I'm not 100% sure what kind of condition it's in. The bushing really doesn't look bad. So I'm hoping it's not the bracket. If it is, I'm gonna have to take that damn bracket off. And I've got the ones off of my green truck because I replaced them, just a few years ago. So they're in good shape. They're about like new. I'll stick them on if I have to. A lot of work, but once I get that done, really it should be about ready to go for the winter, I think, except for I'd kind of like to get the front fuel pump replaced as little as I want to do that. It would make me feel better because I don't know how old the rear pump is. I don't think the rear one was original. When I took it out, when I replaced that rear tank last weekend, I didn't see a Ford marking on it anywhere, so I don't think that's original. So I don't know, with 140,000 miles on the truck, or 100, what the hell's it got, 140 or 160, I don't remember. It could go a long time, or it could die tomorrow. I mean, I don't know. The ones in my other truck, the front one was still working at 261,000, but aftermarket tends to not be so good. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm trying to figure out how to get the axle pulled ahead far enough I can get the bushing swapped out. So I am going to go figure that out, and I'll let you know when I do. So I'll be back in a little bit. Well, as you can see by the mess I have here, I've had a hell of a day. I'm not even sure where I left off. I think I left off with I had got the rear springs on. I know I did. I tell you what, getting this front radius bushing changed out was a bitch, and I don't know why. I've done these numerous times, and I've never done one that has a sway bar on the front, which I disconnected, so I don't know, but it was just a complete, it was a nightmare. And then the bracket back in there, that's the bracket off my old green and white truck. It wasn't very old, and the one off of this truck, I think it's sitting out here, when I went to take the bushing out, the whole center part just busted out of it. I mean, it broke. And I mean, the bracket doesn't seem that bad, but it just snapped it out. That center piece is laying over there somewhere. So luckily I still had the ones off my old truck, which this one's actually a nicer one than the one I put on. Well, I don't know. Anyway, I scrubbed her down and painted it up and mounted it on there, and I finally got to get out of here, cat. God damn things. Better get my water bottle. Anyway, I finally got it back together, and so now I'm ready to, I've been debating all afternoon on what I want to do. Get out of here, kitty. If I wanted to, two things. If I wanted to put my old shocks in off of my green and white truck in replace of that ugly looking thing in there, which by feel of them, the ones that are in there, they feel okay. I've got it torn down this far. I'm thinking maybe I'll just switch them out, because those right there, I don't think those have 500 miles on them, although that looks, I guess that's okay. These are just Monroe. I believe they are just the cheapest things you can get, because I just needed to put a shock on there at one time. Way back, it was one of my very first videos when I replaced all the suspension components on my green and white truck, and I couldn't get the front foil bucket off. That shock would not come off, and so I just took it off with the bucket and went to the parts store and got those just to have something on there. I think they were like 20 bucks. I mean, super cheap. Anyway, so that was one thing. The other thing is, that's the spring that was on the truck, on the Flareside, which I've painted up. And either putting those back on, or I've got these over here, which I was already going back and forth on, so I had started cleaning this one up. These are the Moog, I can't remember what they are, Moog 844C, something like that. And it's actually what leveled my other truck out, or what I used to do a 2-inch level on that. I'm not sure if I raise the front of this up 2 inches, it may look funny. I'm not sure, because it's pretty level the way it is. So I'm kind of thinking I may just put the springs that were on it back in it. They're not that hard to do, and I can always swap them back out. This is one of those things where I got to keep telling myself I'm just doing this so the whole point is just to get me through the winter. God damn it. I'm a little tired. I took Friday off and I haven't had a lot of sleep. It's Saturday night now, and it's about 10:45, but so I think I'll just put the springs back in that were on it, and hell, I'm still undecided on the shocks. May come down to if I can get them off easy or not. I may just leave the ones on it that are on. The front ones aren't bad. The back ones do need replaced. They're pretty bad. In fact, they're really bad. Tell right there, that thing's seen better days. I think it still works okay, amazingly, but it's yeah. Hell, that may be the original shock. I don't know. But I kind of painted it up under here a little bit and up in the front too. Just I did use my my needle scaler right there and knocked down it, loose stuff just real quick, and then I went over, just used Rust-Oleum on it, and it's not even a real heavy coat, just something to put on there, for the 3 months or so of winter road salt. Hopefully only 3 months. So really this side is ready to put back together. I gotta throw the spring on it, and what else? The spring retainer, and I guess we're ready for the tire. The other side, I don't think I'm going to do anything with that, actually. For a couple of reasons. I'm going to get a light. I actually brought some lights down. Oh, here's one right here. Does it work? My God, well, shit, kinda. This bracket back here ain't very old, and so I'm kind of thinking I may just leave that until spring. Although I'm starting to see a little gap. Fucking light right there. Shit. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking I may leave it for right now, and if it starts causing a problem, then I'll switch it out. Everything else looks about like it did on the other side. It got a lot of surface rust. I have no idea what this fucking red wire is. Right there. It goes there, it went all the way to the back. Wasn't attached to anything. Nothing. There's just more wire tied up under this thing. But I'm getting her cleaned up, taken care of, and come spring we'll make her a lot better. It's kind of like shit right now, but you know what? My green truck did too. This is all pretty superficial stuff. This is just this is undercoating, and the frame's actually in good shape. It's just got a lot of this surface rust on it. I looked it over real good and everything looks okay. It's just a lot of superficial rust on it. So anyway, I'll need to switch this tire out since I'm putting my other tires on there. Taking this off. I don't know. It's the way they have it mounted on there. I don't like. It's crooked. I don't know. I just don't like it. I'm gonna get it off there, straighten the bumper out, and call that good. It also looks like this hub may be leaking. I imagine it's got imagine it's got a bad seal or something in there. So, and it's got the automatic hubs, and I'm just not a fan of automatic hubs. I've been wanting to put worn premium hubs on my green and white truck, and so maybe I'll swap the ones that are on it, which are the worn, just their standard manual hubs, over to this truck. Not sure. So also there's a bar underneath this step, like a tube. It's kind of in a U underneath here, and it's bad, so I think those are going to come off. I think it might look better without those off. I'm trying to come up with a color scheme for it, and I think blue is going to be part of the color because the interior is blue. Actually, the interior is really in good shape. Dash isn't cracked or anything. I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I don't know when they changed it, 95 or 6. Over here on the right side of the dash, there's a little bracket, clear down, right down in back behind in there. And on 90, I know on 94 and before, that's a plastic piece, and in 95 or 6 they changed it to steel. And on almost every one of these trucks, 94 and older at least, that bracket is broken, and that side of the dash can move up and down. This one isn't broke, so that was kind of surprising to see. And really, the interior on this thing is in really good shape. And the seats, there's no rips, there's no stress tears, or no nothing on it. The only thing is this goddamn switch right here. Something happened up here, and he told me that his brother super glued it, idiot. And when he did it, somehow he got super glue down onto this switch. Well, I went to buy one of these switches from Wrench and Go. They wanted $30 for this switch. So that's why this fingernail polish is in here for the acetone. But I don't think there's enough acetone in there to really affect the super glue. So I'm gonna have to take this switch out and see if I can break it free or not. Otherwise, I may have to go spend $30 on the switches. I can't find them online. And then there's little clips back behind this bezel on your, I don't know, he must have just broke them when he took it apart and then cobbling it back together. I don't know. But other than that, I mean, really the interior is really nice. It's quiet, runs really good. Engine runs super smooth and quiet. There's no leaks, no nothing. It really is in good shape. So I think once I get this stuff done, it's gonna be a good truck. But it's got one stain right down here on the floor. I don't know if you can see it very good. It's kind of in a shadow too, but I found the best thing to get stains like that out is Dawn dish soap and a hot bucket of water. The floor mats underneath them are good. If you look underneath the I believe this is a factory liner. It's a Ford liner. But you look underneath here, I mean, hell, it's like brand new under there. Which I think I may take this out. I've never been a fan of these plastic liners. Shit slides around on them, water gets underneath them. I just haven't been a fan of them ever. I don't know, I may leave it in for this winter, and then come spring I may take it out, or if I get bored I may take it out here shortly. But really, to fix this truck up and make it look nice, not going to be too hard to do. You know, all the fenders, everything's in really good shape. The only thing that really needs done is the cab corners need cut out. The door bottoms are in good shape, and put some new front fenders on it, and she'll be good to go. And I'm thinking of painting it a blue and white with, and this isn't set in stone, it's just something that I've got kind of going in my head. Trying to be looking online a little bit. I want to be a little creative with it. What I was thinking is doing the white stripe down the middle like my truck. Blue on the top, blue on the bottom, and then white up here, white right along the very top, white back in here, and then paint the fender blue. I'm not real sure how that's going to look. I'm going to have to draw some stuff up and see. But I want to do something like that. I mean, it's a Flareside. I want the Flareside to actually stand out. The thing's kind of growing on me. I've never been a fan of Flaresides, and it's kind of growing on me a little bit. I don't have any plans of lifting it at the present time. But that is subject to change. It is the original paint that's on it, and everything. So it's gonna be a nice truck. These are gonna come off. This one isn't broke, I guess. One on the other side's broke, and I don't know. To be honest, I'm not a fan of them. I don't know. Maybe they're real nice to have, but I'm just not a fan of having those. But anywho, I think I'm gonna try to swap that. You know, I'm just gonna leave the shocks that are on it. I think. I don't know. Maybe I won't. But the springs, I'm gonna put this spring on it, and then I may be done. And now it looks like, I believe, the center tank is leaking gas. I think. I'm not sure. If it is, it's not leaking very goddamn much. Sorry for the French there. I'm not sure what that is. It doesn't quite smell like gas. So I don't know if I got penetrating oil up in there, which is, that's possible. It's kind of more what it smells like, of penetrating fluid, so maybe it's not leaking gas. But At some point I'm going to have to put a new fuel pump in that tank, and if it needs a new tank, I'll just have to get a new tank as well. But anyway, I'm going to get to work and should be done here shortly, so catch you in a minute. And there you have it. Finally got her all done. Got the gas tank in the back. It's all running up and everything. Got the new leaf springs on the back end. I got new radius bushings. On this side anyway, I didn't put one in on the passenger side. It wasn't acting up anyway. And actually I tried to get that big nut loose on the back of the radius arm, and I wasn't going to try to force it any more than I already did. Since it wasn't causing the problem, with my luck, I was just going to cause more problems, so I left it the way it was. If it goes bad, I'll change it then, but for now, she's sitting on 31 10.5 15s. That used to be on my green truck, and she should be ready to roll. Whatever that was leaking in the middle, I wonder if that gas tank leaks when I have the truck fit, because when I had it jacked up at a certain angle, because it stopped leaking and it's starting to dry up under there. But anyway, I think I'm going to call that a wrap. So see you next time.